Alright, we won't be starting from day 3 because I heard that there was no new lines and no new things for day 3. I'm getting that from you, DJ. So we will be skipping directly all the way to Artemis day 4. Which, yay! Alright. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. Get load. This. Artemis. And then we just skip through this entire day. Oh, he finally meets my eyes again. Wait, this is new. Oh, never mind. Oh wait, no, this is yeah. We've all seen this. Yes, we've all seen this. All right. The new CG. Wait, there was a new CG. Wait.
I'm sure you'll be able to look at it later.
Yeah, well. Hunter. Ollie. Sure. Oh wait, no, that's not the one that I did. Oops. Chat isn't real. Okay. The one at the
Wait,
box.
your stream on Discord is not working. Wait, give me a second.
Yep, we've seen all of this. Yeah, that's fine. Yada yada. The storm isn't over yet. Oh, okay. Here we are. New stuff. Okay, so there's a moon. You never learn, do you? Ooh, spooky. Okay. Oh, what the heck? See ya, DJ! Oh, I definitely will tell you if it's good. I will tell you all my thoughts. But thanks for dropping in.
Wait. I'm gonna rejoin the call. Discord is like freaking out with your stream.
DJ. Look, that's Leo. And who is that? What the heck? Who is that?
Wait, can you like try restreaming it to me? It's just like it's blinking in and out. It's making it like really hard to read it.
What the heck? So is Artemis scared that he'll get backstabbed by Leo? As well as that guy? What makes you think this time will be different? Okay, I see what's going on here. Oh, yikes, man. Yikes. Whoa. My body.
Oh, you know what? Wait, I know what the issue is with the stream. You're streaming it at 15 FPS. No wonder why it's freaking out. The game is running much faster than that. Guys, he's making me watch a shitty version of the stream so we can actually read it if I actually have to read it.
There you go. Okay, my body lurches upright before I realize I'm awake. The room around me swimming into blurred, blotchy focus. I sway, feeling strangely weightless. Where are we right now? As if I were dangling. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just. You are really loud, Jackal. Turn me down. Okay.
I'm not saying
I sway, feeling strangely weightless, as if I were dangling from a high up ledge. Caught. Hanging. Okay, so are we Artemis? Suspended between earth and sky. Blood pounds.
I hate to interrupt. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's so freaking out on my end. I'm gonna reset my computer, so I will be back.
Blood pounds in my ears, frightened and insistent, and its metallic taste coats my tongue. Whose blood? Whose blood is it? Trembling slightly, I search my mouth with a questioning paw, hissing at the sharp jolt of pain. I bit my tongue during the night and bled a little. That's all it was. Ugh. Really, that's all it was. Then, what is this feeling? This uncanny electricity in the air. This miasmic? Miasmic tension. This silence, devoid even of breath. The world has reformed. The world has reformed, but the nightmare still lingers. Drapes over me like a blanket of snow, like a veil, like... I feel eyes on the back of my head. I feel them boring into me as I sit, hunched over in darkness. I snake my neck around, scanning the room for their source. Whoa. What the heck? Okay, so we're Leah. What is going on? A pair of fearful avian eyes, cutting through the blackness. They dart away from me, around the room, and then back. He almost looks like a mannequin, face locked in a strained grimace, features stretched tight over his skull. Oh my goodness, what the hecky? Artemis? My voice rasps hoarsely. I just taste iron yet again. The bird lies perfectly still, bound tightly from the head down in a nest of blankets, like a fresh mound of dirt before a grave. I climb stiffly and silently to my paws. Somehow, it seems wrong to break the stillness. I'm scared. What is going on? To move too quickly or speak too loud. Artemis? I start to walk towards him. Are we in a dream? He won't move. He won't answer. He just stares. He stares at me. My skin crawls. My fur seems to ripple. Hackles rising. Hair standing on end. Why is he looking at me like that? What did I do? Yo, I'm terrified. What did I do? I reach out a paw to touch his shoulder, to make some kind of contact. To convince myself that he is real, and that this is not just a dream. Just millimeters away, a static spark jumps between us, a bright, brilliant flash in the dry basement air. And he lurches into a frantic motion. With a sharp intake of breath and a strangled flailing of limbs, Artemis throws himself off the couch and scrambles away from me across the floor. What is happening? He backs up against the basement stairs and wraps an arm tightly around the banister. His eyes never leave me, the only light in the darkness. Light. I hurry to the wall switch and flip it on. Whoa. Artemis, it's okay. It's just me. I steer towards him again and he recoils, blinking from the sudden flash. Are you alright? What's going on? Those eyes flip back to me, and something in them changes, settles. I see recognition, where before there was only fear. Hi, Floridian! What's up? Oh, God. Artemis buries his head in his claws. The spell seems to have broken, and now he can't stop moving. Every inch of his feathery frame shakes and shivers, rattling even the solid wooden banister. Is this a horror visual novel? No, it is not. It's a like a safe SFW dating type thing, but everyone has traumas and stuff. In that moment, I want more than anything in the world to scoop him up, to pull him into my arms and hold him until the shaking stops. No, it's horror. Hi, Crystal. What's up? It is not horror. I want to close the distance between us. How are you guys doing? Artemis, at least tell me if you're okay. Just a sound of weighty breaths, as if he had just run a marathon. I take a small step forward. Come on, please. Shivering stutters, fading into silence. I can't help if you don't tell me what's wrong. Just give me a freaking second! Anyway, gay people are scary because they're so cool. Oh. He snaps, the banister creaking as he pulls it tighter. Just stay right there. Please. My stomach clenches and I swallow a bitter retort. Just stay right there. As if I was planning to hurt him. as if I'd been anything but kind and considerate to him over the past few days, as if our moment on the perch last night meant nothing. I I don't know what I did. I can't fix it if I don't know. You didn't do anything. He snaps again, his tone and his words in complete opposition to one another. Then why? I step forward again, and again he recoils. Leo! His eyes keep flicking to his discarded hat, lying on the floor, just out of reach. Like he wants to grab it, but is scared to make any sudden moves. If I if I didn't do anything, then why are you looking at me like that? Please, Artemis, just tell me what's going on. I know how my brain works. I'm not gonna stop thinking about this until you tell me. Stop pushing me! He snarls, his beak clacking sharply with each consonant. Okay, yeah, what are you doing, Leo? I feel like you should let it breathe. I already said you didn't do anything. Why can't you just take that and leave me alone? Because, I mean, just look at yourself. You're obviously not okay. What do I have to say to convince you that I just want to help? You're my friend and I care about you, and one more slow step forward. One step too many. Like lightning, he bolts forward, snatches his hat, and rockets up the basement stairs. Leo, okay. Leo, that's entirely your fault. Like, obviously he's scared, obviously not okay. You gotta wait. Be patient, dude. Without even a shadow of thought, I give chase, following the trail of frantic footsteps. Leo, what the heck are you doing? I take the stairs, two at a time, and emerge into the living room, just as Flash of Wings vanishes into the kitchen. I follow closely behind and I stop dead in my tracks. Theo is sitting in his usual spot at the worn kitchen table. His presence shocks me far more than it should, as if he had opened a door into my dream and stepped inside, unannounced. From the look of him, Artemis was just surprised as I am. The fox is tapping aggressively at his phone, eyebrows furrowed, a full mug of coffee getting cold in front of him. He flicks his eyes up at the two of us and a brief hello before falling back to his phone screen. Somehow, he seems not to notice the state we're in. No comment on our frantic entrance either. Something must be wrong. With no small amount of effort, I reorient myself, pushing the dream out of my mind. I clear my dusty throat and try again. Morning, Theo. Everything alright? Artemis still won't look directly at me. I can see the gears in his head turning. I can see his intense effort to appear nonchalant. I don't think he's succeeding. He keeps smoothing his hat with a shaky claw, as if keeping it in place will keep him calm. I turn my gaze back to Theo, busy staring daggers at his phone. The fox's presence is probably a good thing, despite his obvious bad mood. If I start up a conversation, maybe I can get Artemis to relax or open up. Or at least stop running. If something is wrong, you tell me, right? I direct my question to the room at large, but keep my eyes on Theo. If there's anything I can do to help... Diana, the old alien number 27, is still in her apartment. She hasn't had power for days. Oh. I'd hoped it was something a bit more mundane. This sounds very serious. The room falls silent again, save for Theo's frenzied tapping. Though his voice, what little I've heard of it, is flat and controlled, his entire body is tense, like a rubber band pulled taut. Maybe this is what he's usually like, and the cheerful veneer I've grown to used to has been a facade. Maybe that's true for both of them. Boo, what's up? Seems like it's up to me. It's working?
Wait.
Seems like it's up to me to drive the conversation here. Not usually my forte. Are you talking to her now? No. If she even has a cell phone, it would be dead by now. I'm talking to the freaking Robinsons in number 30. The venom in his voice is surprising. I see Artemis flinch slightly and lean up against the counter to try and cover it. Are they across the street from her? Yes. Another long moment of silence. Theo breaks it by setting his phone firmly down on the table, face down. He looks right into my eyes, and suddenly I see the barely contained fury, the panic, seemingly mere moments from breaking loose. They won't agree to let her stay with them. That woman is almost 90 years old. She is tiny and rail thin. If she stays in that house much longer, it's gonna kill her. Well, I, great response. So useful. Maybe we can go over to check on her, see if she's okay. She's not. I went over there earlier and banged on the door and all the windows until she answered. She said she wasn't leaving the house until she knew she had somewhere else to go. Only now do I notice the coat draped over the back of his chair, the melted snow still clinging to his fur in patches. How long has he been awake? When I don't immediately reply, he snatches up his phone again and resumes tapping with renewed ferocity. Think, Leo. You've got to say something. Why did this have to happen today? I'm not at all prepared to handle this kind of situation right now. I just gotten out of bed, and it already feels like I've been awake for days. My head is spinning so fast I can barely hold on to a thought. Why don't you call them? Artemis finally speaks, his voice shaky but combative. Put this a-hole on speaker and I'll give him a piece of my freaking mind. Theo shakes his head jerkily, his annoyance so clearly growing. No, yelling at him won't do anything. Says who? Sounds like this lady's gonna freaking die. Seems pretty goddamn clear what the right thing to do is. He'll be lucky if yelling is all I do. No, Theo repeats. The volume of his voice is rising, the tone sharpening to a lethal point. I know Tom Robinson. I know what kind of person he is. That would only make him double down. In fact, that's exactly what he's waiting for. The moment anyone starts shouting at him, he'll take it as proof that he was right all along. Theo begins to tap his foot loudly on the floor, with such force that the table begins to shiver slightly. Artemis scoffs, wings fluttering audibly against the counter behind him. This is starting to look an awful lot like yesterday morning. The moment that thought crosses my mind, my heartbeat takes off. I don't think I can handle another fight. Well, what if we brought her here? They both turn to look at me, and I immediately regret everything. I mean, I don't want to invite people to your house without your permission, but... Theo raises a paw and cuts me off sharply. You two don't understand. I physically shrink. My shoulders fall, my eyes hit the floor, even my tail droops. Artemis, by contrast, puffs up, incensed. Even on her best day, I'm not sure we could get her up out the street, not with this much snow. And she's been sitting in that freaking house for 3 days. He's shouting now. The Robinsons live across the goddamn street. Given her condition, it would be a miracle if we can even get her there. And they won't open the freaking door. Okay, so what? What are you yelling at us for? I'm not yelling at you, Theo yells. Not again. Not the same crap again. Artemis laughs out loud, an exasperated, sardonic burst of sound. Are we gonna go around in circles like this forever? Or are we gonna address the actual freaking problem at hand? He points with a hooked talon at the phone lying face down on the table. I'm serious, Theo. Dial that number right now. Theo takes a moment to breathe, crossing his arms tightly over his chest as if to hold back the anger. Did you not listen to what I said? I have to stop this. There must be something I can do to stop this. Yeah, I heard what I needed to hear. This Tom's a craphead and a moron, and he needs to be set straight. I told you that won't work. He won't. You just don't want to do it, huh? You don't want to talk to him? Why not? Some old baggage? Some sob story? What? You. Theo splutters, and stammers, clearly taken aback. No, that's not. If you think I'm gonna let this old bag die just because. Will the both of you just stop? They both turn to me again, this time in shock. I just can't hold it anymore. I'm not going to let them slip into another pointless squabble, not 2 days in a row. For frick's sake! This isn't helping! Theo's gaze drops into his ice-cold coffee. Artemis draws his wings around himself and looks away. The room is very silent now. The kind of silence that only makes itself known after shattering noise. Look, I'm sorry. The words pour out of me like water through a broken dam. But you have to stop doing this. My eyes drift toward Artemis. I don't want to look anywhere else. A branch and a broken window is one thing. This situation right now is life and death. You are correct, of course. Theo mutters quietly, eyes still downcast. I apologize to both of you for losing my temper. To be perfectly honest, I very much do not want to talk to Tom. He has a way of dragging this anger out of me. Then let's do it together. Theo's gaze flips upwards to me, then to Artemis, then back to me. The message in his eyes is crystal clear. Are you sure that's a good idea? If we work together, I'm sure the three of us can convince him. That didn't sound quite so cheesy in my head. Artemis snorts softly. Very softly. But it's enough to make my heart soar. Bro, I'm starting to break through. Theo looks down at his phone, then back at me. With a shaky paw, he slides the phone over to me. Phone number for Tom Robinson front and center on the screen. We all sit in silence for a moment before I realize that they're waiting for me to press the call button. Okay, I'm going for it, I say aloud to no one in particular. The phone rings, and then... Do you want to be Mr. Robinson?
Buddy, the stream is still blinking in and out, so it's very hard to read, so I can't. Sorry.
Okay.
I actually recorded a video of it happening. I'll send it to you here in a second.
Yes. A gruff male voice, halfway to angry already. The room is silent again. Hello. Frick, Leo, you're leading this. Come on. I force my mouth open. Good morning, Mr. Robinson, correct? Who is this? This is Leo. I'm one of your neighbors. I'm here with Artemis, another neighbor, and Theo, who, I know you've been talking with. Artemis looks away, beak clamped shut. Theo stares down at his cold coffee. Thanks for the help, you two. It's, nice to meet you, even if it's just over the phone. Likewise. His tone says otherwise. So, I take a deep breath and get down to business. The old woman in number 27. Silence. I know you and Theo have been talking about her situation. We have, yes. Grudging, non-committal, approaching annoyed. Alright then, great. We are, of course, very concerned for her. A 90-year-old woman with a 90-year-old woman alone in a freezing cold house without... She's 87. He interrupts. An 87-year-old woman alone in a freezing cold house without help or power. We are genuinely concerned she won't make it through the storm. Silence. Mr. Robinson, are you still there? Yes, of course I am. I am waiting for you to get to the point. What a B word. Artemis begins. Ugh. Artemis begins to pace around the kitchen, arms tightly crossed. We are asking you, as a friend and neighbors, if you could let her stay at your house for a few days, at least until the storm clears up and the power comes back on. I just don't see why that's necessary. I look up at Theo, incredulous. He shakes his head, massaging his temples and clearly holding back grim laughter. You don't, huh? Artemis stalks up to the table. You don't see why getting her out of the cold might be a good idea? Can't connect those dots. Who exactly am I speaking with? No one I recognize. Tom's response is snobbish, but smug. Can't connect those dots either. Okay. Mr. Robinson, all of us here are extremely worried. Artemis glares at me, and I pretend not to notice. But I definitely notice. Clearly. And justifiably. As I said previously, we are worried she won't survive the storm. She's lived in the apartment for decades and never had any problems. Yes, but she's never been 87 years old before. Have you ever even met Diana? No, I haven't, but I don't see how. She is the most stubborn woman I have ever seen in my long life. Hell will freeze over before she does. I guarantee you she doesn't want your help. Whether she wants it is beside the question, Tom. Theo speaks up, graciously taking the baton from me. I stifle a sigh of relief. I spoke with her earlier today. She's lost even more weight since I saw her in October, and she was shivering and swaying like a reed. The most recent weather update said the storm would let up by the end of the week, but every forecast so far has been wrong. Most of the city is still on total lockdown, and there's been no word from the mayor about snowplows, let alone electrical repair. We most likely got 5 more days completely snowed in, and it could be another week before people get their power back. Quite honestly, Tom, I don't think she'll last another 2 days. That's your medical diagnosis, eh? Tom, if you'd like to come see her for yourself, I'd be happy to escort you across the street for a visit. Theo bites back, a keen edge now plain in his voice. It's not a long walk, after all. There's no need for that sort of tone, Theodore, especially not when asking someone a big favor. What I don't understand is... Artemis cuts in, placing both palms on the table and staring daggers at the phone. Is why we are still having this conversation. Let me ask you, plain and simple. Do you want her to die? Now, what kind of question is that? Answer me. This is ridiculous. We're in agreement there. I'm going to do you a big favor here and assume you actually care about this woman's life. Why, then, are you waffling and arguing and wasting our time? He's not wrong. Theo seems to be having the same thought. Now listen here, whoever you are. I am the only one whose time is being wasted. What? How can we make this work? I blurt out, desperate to keep the conversation on track. We're trying to save her life, after all. We're more than willing to put in the work for it. What needs doing before you can take her in? Prim silence, and then... Quite honestly, I don't see why I should agree to any of this. I mean, really? You drag me out of bed in the middle of the night, pester me with messages, berate me over the phone. You've hardly let me get a word in edgewise. Clearly, neither my opinion nor my assistance is very valuable to you. So, I don't see why you can't manage without me. Mr. Robinson, Artemis slams a fist on the kitchen table and shoves his beak right up to the phone. Are you freaking serious? Are you for real right now? How could you possibly... All of a sudden, his eyes flick to me, and lightning jumps between us. In that moment, I see him pull back. He raises his claw in a defeated gesture, turns on his heel, and stomps out of the kitchen and into the living room. Maybe that's for the best, honestly. Tom. Theo cuts through the resulting quiet, his voice full of static. We're in shambles over here. You know that I would bring her to my house in a heartbeat, but you haven't seen her. She looks like death, Tom. She looks like half a ghost already. I don't know how else to say it. If we don't get her out of there, she will die. And I'm worried that... His voice catches. If I try to bring her here, I'm worried she'll die in my arms, Tom. Silence. Was that really not convincing enough? We'll do all the work, I announced, at my wit's end and not really considering what I was promising. We'll do the transfer. We'll do the shoveling. We've got the medical professional on hand if she needs help. We can supply food and toiletries and whatever else she needs. Please, all you have to do is open the door for us. Theo purses his lips, but doesn't argue. I still think you are exaggerating the situation. But alright. I'm not happy about the way you've treated me, but I will assist. Because it's the right thing to do. I want to slap him. I want to slap Tom so bad. Freaking butthole. Now it's my turn to rise from my chair and pace around the kitchen. Suddenly, he's the magnanimous hero, spurned and insulted, but ready to do good regardless. Now that we've offered to do literally all of the work, I'll have my wife start tidying up. I hissed slightly through my teeth. We'll be ready for you shortly, so don't keep us waiting. Wouldn't dream of it. Theo ends the call with far more force than is necessary and exhale a huge breath, leaning his elbows on the table. Dear God in heaven. What an insufferable poop head. You know you don't know the half of it. He must have been in a good mood. I won't lie to you. I am amazed he agreed. He lowers his voice. Especially after. He points silently to the living room. I shuffle my paws. I should go talk to him. Theo nods absently. I should wake the others. We'll need all hands on deck for this one. He rises mechanically from his chair, grabbing his winter coat. He hesitates slightly, as if making a decision. I'll try to give you two a few extra minutes, but we don't really have the time to waste. I know. I reply glumly. The fox pads over to me and places a reassuring paw on my shoulder. Thank you for your help, Leo. You were level-headed and practical, far more useful than I was. You're giving me way too much credit. I don't think I am. Go on. I'll head upstairs. I find Artemis in one of the chairs by the front window, sitting stiff and hunchbacked. He seems to be muttering something under his breath, something too quiet for me to catch. Now feels like a bad time to interrupt him. But will there be a good time? It's done. Theo's getting the others. His muttering stops. He turns toward me and nods, looking just off to my side. Yeah, I saw him go up. Frick that guy. Tom? Yeah, he sucks poo. Mind if I take a seat? I gesture to the empty chair next to him. Go ahead. His answer is quick, without much hesitation. but I can hear the tension thrumming just beneath its surface. I settle into the plush cushions and eye him up and down. He's still shaking, ever so slightly. I agree with everything you said, by the way. Just wanted to make sure that abundantly clear. I just... I pause, choosing my words carefully. I didn't know that was the best way to convince him. Theo had said he wouldn't respond well to anger or threats, so I trail off, shifting aimlessly in my chair. Come on, please, just work with me here. Anxiety takes hold, my sudden burst of anger and confidence completely spent. The fight and that horrible phone call drained it out of me. After a crushingly heavy pause, Artemis lets out a tight sigh in response. I wasn't helping, I realized that. But these kind of situations just make me mad. Some of that same fire creeps back into his voice. The morally correct option here is so obvious and so easy. He barely even has to do anything. I decide not to mention that I had volunteered us to do all the work. That will become obvious soon enough. Yeah, I get what you mean, but I guess not everybody can be as good a person as Theo, you know? Yes, they can. He looks directly at me. They just choose not to be. I don't really have a response to that. It's not like I'm the great person after all. I'm that great a person after all. And the situation is so open and shut, it's ridiculous. He is so demonstrably in the wrong. Demonstrably. Even an idiot could see that. People like him make me mad. They make me so unbelievably furious. Beyond all reason. He clenches his talons so tightly that I'm afraid he'll break the skin. I can't control myself. I get loud. I get mean. It's a good freaking thing he wasn't in the room with us, or I would have straight up attacked him. But we need his house, so I can't just do that. And that drives me crazy. He sharply enunciates the last three words, dropping each syllable like a stone. It makes me feel insane. That instead of punching him in the face, we're kissing his smug butt. Like that's completely backwards. It shouldn't be that way. When I think about the fact that he lets out a terse, shaky laugh. Crap like this is happening everywhere, every day all over the world. Good people are sucking up to absolute monsters, begging them for the smallest of scraps. And they still shake their heads and turn away. Even nothing is too much to give. It blows my freaking mind that he had the audacity to even suggest that we were wasting his time. With a hitch of breath, he catches himself and lowers his voice. I just have no earthly idea how he could possibly believe that. How he could think for even a fraction of a second that he was in the right. God, it makes me want to scream. A brief silent moment. I study my lap. Artemis stares out the window. If it were any other situation, I promise I wouldn't have stopped you. No, you did the right thing. His voice is so emotionless that I almost don't believe him. It's just the right thing to do was so distasteful. Distasteful? I squirm in my chair. I know I'm a pushover, and I always have been, but not what I meant. There's no real anger in his voice, but it cuts just the same. And if anyone understands that, it's me. His eyes glaze over, his brows furrowing into a grim mask. I used to let people walk all over me. I practically begged them to do it, to the point where it felt normal and natural. I was so upside down that kindness felt strange, freedom felt wrong, and if either were ever offered to me, I wouldn't trust it. I never seemed to learn. It would happen over and over and freaking over again until I couldn't even act surprised anymore. A mistake made repeatedly eventually becomes a choice. I remember he said much the same thing last night. I remember the twisting, twirling tendrils of smoke in the moonlit air. And when I think about those days, when my stupid butt brain decides to randomly play back those memories, he doesn't finish his sentence. He doesn't need to. His face says it all. Is that I take the plunge. Is that what happened this morning? Immediately, I see his walls go back up, his posture closing off, almost as if he'd forgotten I was here and was suddenly remembering. I told you that was nothing. The sound of his voice splits the static space between us. I spin around in time to see Theo climbing down the stairs, two at a time, the rest of the boys following closely behind him. Should keep his word as long as... Theo's eyes lands on us and frowns slightly. Are you two ready? Where are your coats and boots? Artemis rises immediately and wordlessly starts to suit up. Sorry, Theo. Chastised, I follow Artemis's lead. After a quick, awkward trip back down to the basement for our things, we rejoin the others in the living room. Theo takes a head count and starts going over basic plans. Okay, everyone have your phones? We all nod. I'm guessing we'll need to shovel once we get there. I have two sitting outside. They're plastic, but the metal ones are all in the garage and we don't have time to dig them out. I have a metal one at my place. So do I. We could break off while you guys get a head start. Aye, Hunter. Great. You two go fetch those. Stick together. You never know what could happen in weather like this. Meet us at 27 as soon as you can. I interject my own surprise. I can go with them too, just to make sure no one gets lost in the storm. I couldn't help myself. We had come so close to normalcy just now. I don't want to leave our conversation on such a terse, abrupt note. Sure. Rofi, Ollie, and I will see you there. To my immense relief, Artemis doesn't argue. Theo nods once again and opens the door, ushering us into the bitterly blasting wind. Hunter. Oh, Hunter. Sorry, anyway. Ooh, it feels colder than ever before. As I take the door from Theo to let everybody out, I see Ollie shiver and pull his coat tighter around himself. Poor Ollie, man. Hunter gives me a smile and a nod, taking the door in turn for me. We file out onto what we think is the covered sidewalk. The sheer volume of snow is almost unbelievable. Theo and Hunter's shoveling work from the previous day is basically unnoticeable. When I beheld it all 3 days ago, I felt wonder. Now I feel only fear and apprehension. The fierce wind whips the snow into uneven piles. Paths close to walls are the worst, with miniature hills heaped halfway up the sides of the houses. Cars unfortunate enough to be left out on the street are almost completely hidden. Vague shapes in the expanse of white, punctuated by a side mirror or the reflection of an exposed headlight. Nobody will be driving anywhere for quite a while. Theo and Ollie grab the shovels laying right next to the porch, and Artemis, Hunter, and I split off the group. A bit of... Hunter! Sorry. Guys, I love Hunter. A bit of an awkward silence follows as we trudge across the street. I'm this way. Hunter smiles at us, hooking a gloved thumb over his shoulder. I'm that way. Artemis says blandly, pointing at one of the oldest looking houses on the block. Hunter looks at the two of us, eyes darting back and forth, and clearly realizing how close we're standing together. Well, my house is kind of a pain to get to, and it's also a mess. You're such a liar, Hunter. So, I'm good on my own. I smile at him. A silent thank you for reading the room. Alright. Okay, cool. I'll just be a few minutes. We'll wait for you. Great. Oh, bye, Hunter. Hunter turns around and trudges off down the snowy street. So, I can't count how many uncomfortable silences I've had to break so far today, and the sun hasn't even risen. You live here, huh? Real close to Theo's. That must be convenient. It is. I examine the house as we approach. The building seems to be holding up alright in the storm, despite clearly being ancient. He produces a worn key and jiggles the lock at least 4 times, face largely expressionless. This impromptu locksmithing must be normal, I guess. Eventually, the battered doorknob clicks and the bird forces it open. I'm curious to see the inside of Artie's apartment, but is a shovel inside? Artemis blinks at me. The shovel is in the garage. The main door is stuck shut and the automated system is broken. I get in through the side door, which is currently locked. The key is upstairs in my unit. You are welcome to come up for a moment, if you want. His tone is complex. He seems hesitant, but nonchalant, but thoughtful, but also nervous. Sure, I'd love to. Too eager, too eager. Okay, watch the third step. It's a stiff breeze away from breaking. The bird turns and scurries up the stairs before I can reply. I take a deep breath to calm my churning insides. I'm a grown-up. I can survive awkward situations. Just be normal. I follow him up to his nest. Artemis's apartment is small and very old. Wait, I'm excited to see. A combined kitchen and living room with only 2 doors leading off to a bathroom and bedroom, respectively. Controlled chaos is how I would describe it. Almost every available surface is occupied by things. Okay, can I see it? The tiny kitchen is packed to the brim with pots, pans, cooking implements, spices, cans, and cookbooks, just to name a few. Neat, but massive piles of mail, packages, magazine, and other assorted papers crowd the small wooden table in the living room. Where does he eat? The walls are packed with shelves, each in turn packed with records, tapes, CDs, games, a veritable library crammed into a nutshell. A record player, stereo system, an ancient CRT TV take up the remaining floor space with a rumpled beanbag chair plopped in the center. Thin, neat, stuffless pathways trail up through the cramped space leading into the kitchen area and the other 2 rooms. Curiously, I spot a number of scented candles tucked away throughout the space. Oh, I guess we don't see it. A large orange one sits on the kitchen counter, its lit wick the only source of light inside the dark apartment. I sneak in a few sniffs, trying to identify the scent. Pumpkin spice. Surprisingly basic. There's another vague scent hiding just underneath it, but I can't quite make it out. Hold up, did he light that just now? Now, of all time? I suppose there's no electricity, but... A slight but noticeable crash echoes from the bedroom, followed by a quick but vicious curse. I step over to the doorway, not wanting to barge in too freely. It's fine, you can come in. You've already seen what a mess the place is, so whatever. Ooh! Oh, this is Artemis's bedroom. Okay, I see you. I see you, Artemis. I walk in just as he finishes lighting another candle. His bedroom is a little less packed than the rest of the unit, but not by much. My eyes is immediately drawn to the electric and bass guitar standing against the wall. Well used, but well taken care of. I'd love to hear him play sometime. Now's definitely not the time to ask. Artemis is busy picking the room apart, presumably looking for the garage key. This is a pretty nice space. Small, but pretty nice. He shrugs, rifling through a drawer full of clothes. It's not much, but it's mine. Well, technically, and legally, it's not mine. I rent. I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask. You just have this upstairs space? What about the first floor? Empty right now. But yeah, my landlord split the house into two units. I nod. That's pretty common around here. You've certainly made use of the space. The bird spreads his claws, gesturing around the room. As you can very clearly see, I have a lot of stuff. Not too many places to put it. Ollie calls it playing Tetris. Whenever I buy some new furniture or piece of art or something, he always asks if I'm playing Tetris again. And that's pretty cool. I can see why. I like to shop, sue me. Not that you'd get any money if you did. Sorry, I know I'm taking forever, but I have no idea where this key is. I stand awkwardly just inside the doorway, waiting to help, but hesitant to start rifling through his bedroom. So yeah, this place is dirt cheap. The water pressure sucks butt, and the electrical wiring is older than my grandma, but I can afford the rent. Past a certain point, that's literally the only thing that matters. And of course, the garage door does not work, famously, which is why I'm getting old and gray looking for this freaking key. His tone is encouraging. Sure, he hasn't cracked a smile yet, and the stress of the morning still lingers on his face, but a bit of Artemis, I know, is starting to shine through. I can help look, if you don't mind me touching your stuff. Please. I'm convinced it's somewhere obvious, and I'm just too used to this place to see it. Fresh eyes would probably help. I jump in and begin the search. Maybe now it's the time to ask? So, you play guitar? No, those are just for show. Yeah, I do. Bass too. I'm happy to hear the playful sarcasm in his voice, even if it's directed at me. I'm not the worst. Sometimes I even sound good. When we have more time, my phone buzzes in that specific way that makes my stomach drop. A call. It's Hunter. Crap. Of course it is. We're still freaking up around. We're still freaking around up here. I answer. Hey, what's up? Hey. So, did you two leave without me? I'm out front of Artie's place. No. Artemis calls from across the room. We're still looking for something. You can go on ahead. We'll catch up. Alright, I'll see you there. He hangs up. All at once, the tension reasserts itself. I redouble my search efforts, face burning. We've just been up here shooting the crap in the middle of a crisis. My fault, of course. I've been so focused on Artemis that... You know what? I look up from a pile of clothes to see him staring at me from the doorway. I bet you $10 million it's still in the lock. That I left in the lock the last time I opened it. Which is exactly some stupid crap I would do. As quick as it came, the playful sarcasm is gone, replaced once more by jagged self-deprecation. Come on, I know it's still there. I just know it. He takes off like a shot. Artemis, wait! The candles! I scramble to the lit scramble to the lit candle on the dresser, jumping over the minefield of discarded objects, and blow out the flame. I head out to the candle in the kitchen and do the same. As its fragrant remnants twirl up to the pockmarked ceiling, I suddenly realize what that underlying scent was. Smoke? Yep. Cigarette smoke. Yep, I knew that. Seems a bit obvious in hindsight. These candles did pretty good job of masking the smell. This is probably the first time I've entered a smoker's house and I immediately noticed it. Hey Leo, weren't you in the middle of something? I hurry back down the rickety stairs, berating myself for being so slow. And just as I reach the small, beat-up garage, he emerges out the side door, face like thunder, metal shovel clenched in his talons. Come on, let's move. I've wasted too much time already. It's fine, you didn't know. Yeah, and that was precisely the problem. We've kept them waiting long enough. He brushes past me, eyes set dead ahead. I'm left with no choice but to follow. Artemis tears across the snow like a miniature plow, seemingly unbothered by the wind's cold, gripping fingers. I only catch up to him mere steps from the finish line, number 27. We pull up to the house to find Theo huddled with Hunter and Ollie, each of them practically shouting to make themselves heard over the tempest. There you two are! I thought I told you to stick together. Sorry. Artemis is very pointedly silent, averting his gaze. I was just explaining the plan. Theo gestures towards the narrow passage leading to the backyard of the house. Her apartment is back there. She lives in the back half of the house, and the folks in front are out of town. So we can't go through the front. We can't go through the front. Theo shakes his head. I already tried. Her door is in the backyard. Ah. This is going to be trickier than I thought. Not only do the snow piles constrict the already narrow pathway, but the uphill entrance to said pathway is mostly blocked by a submerged car. How the frick are we gonna do this? I'm going to carry her out. There's no way she can walk there by herself. But I don't want to risk it until we've cleared the path a little more. I turn to examine the buried driveway and notice Ollie looking at me. His eyes quickly dart away. Where's Rofi? I brought him in first. Theo heaves a deep sigh and pulls out his phone. I'd have stayed there with him for backup, but I've got to head across the street. He tilts his head towards number 30, the only lit up house on the block. I need to make sure Tom has everything ready. I'll come with you, Artemis says suddenly, sticking his shovel straight up in the snowbank. What? For the second time today, I meet Theo's eyes and we share the same thought. Bad idea. Especially after the talk Artemis and I had in the living room. I could so clearly picture him knocking out Tom's teeth, and as funny as that would be, I opened my mouth to object and... Artie. Ollie reaches out and tugs on the bird's hoodie sleeve. His gentle voice is almost completely buried by the wind. Maybe you and Leo should go help Brophy instead. You could
Ew.
probably... Huh? Oh.
Buddy, I've been here.
Boom.
I didn't even notice.
You! It's your turn!
You summoned me. Also, yeah, the stream is still glitching out, so if like I randomly stop talking, it's because I have to give the stream a second. So, okay. Maybe you and Leo should go help Rofi instead. He could probably use a helping paw or two.
Artemis stares at the dino, clearly on the brink of arguing.
I think Hunter and I have things covered out here, especially since you brought me this nice shovel.
He plucks it from the snow and smiles disarmingly at the blue jay. Thank God for Ollie. He obviously knows how to handle Artemis in situations like this. A quick look at the blue jay tells me he's wrestling with his thoughts. He knows he's being handled and is not thrilled about it. Alright. You're better at shoveling than I am anyway.
Always have been.
Okay, sounds like you all have this sorted out. I'll be back. Theo clomps off. I mouth a silent thank you to Ollie and prepare to head inside. I catch Hunter's eye on the way in. His usual smile appears after a brief moment. Hi, Hunter! Everybody's looking at us. I wonder if they all heard our shouting match in the kitchen. It wouldn't surprise me. I shake the thought out of my head and run to catch up to Artemis, already halfway to the door. With a few practice shoves, he's clearly used to damaged locks and rickety old doors, Artemis pushes his way inside, and I follow right behind him. Do I get to voice Diana again? The bird stops dead in his tracks, and I nearly run into him. Artemis, the combined stench of cigarette smoke and mildew hits me like a wall. Ugh, woof. I turned to him with a nervous smile, desperate for some levity. She could use one of your scented candles, huh? Nope, 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 wrong things to say. Funny stuff, Leo. Real hilarious. He spits out the simple retort and stomps through the musty entryway. I think it's time I shut my mouth. No more talking from Leo today. Yes! Yes! Yes, I agree, Leo. I agree.
It's the worst dialogue option ever.
I follow Artemis into the acrid bowels of the house. As I enter, a gruff, hoarse voice greets me. Who's this? I spot the three of them immediately. Hi, Ruffy! The old woman glares at me from her ancient armchair. Thin, pale, and trembling, one milky eye staring off past me into forever. Artemis hovers at a generous distance, regarding her with a mix of trepidation and subtle disgust. Diana, these are friends of mine, Artemis and Leo. They're here to help. Ralphie's demeanor comes off calm, but I can feel the tension behind his words. More help? Not sure how much more help I can take right about now. And what the hell kind of a name is Artemis? The bird rounds on her, wings and nostrils flared. It's my name. You got some kind of problem with it? Oh god. Can't any part of this mess be simple? Maybe I can't afford to shut my mouth just yet. Rofi, what do you need help with here? He gives me a look that clearly says a lot. He nods his head to the corner of the room. We both follow. Rofi scratches an ear, lowering his voice to a hushed whisper. I'm not really sure what's going on with her. Medically, I mean. Look at her arms. Now that he points it out, I see one of her arms shaking rhythmically, back and forth. She's having a tremor beyond what I'd say is normal. And it started maybe a minute before you guys came in, which is worrying. I was thinking... Okay, so what is it? Artemis cuts in, brusque and high-strung, and I wince. He seems determined to fight with literally all of us today. Rofi rolls with the punches though, not fazed by the interruption. Well, like I said, I'm not sure. It could be normal tremor, it could be a movement disorder, but what? Rofi plows on, raising his voice louder to snuff out the interruption. I think I'm most concerned about hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia? Low blood sugar. She's been sitting here, drinking, for 2 days without eating anything. It can cause shaking, weakness, and can throw people into seizure episodes and left untreated. She's already had diabetes at baseline.
Oh,
so
shit.
what? We should just give her some juice or something? That'd fix it, right?
No.
Well, I need to get blood sugar level first. I need to make sure she isn't in some sort of sugar crisis that we'd be making worse with juice. Artemis, do you know what glucometer looks like? A machine that measures glucometer? Do you know what a glucometer looks like? A machine that measures sugar levels? Yeah, obviously. I'm not a hatchling. Obviously? I have no idea what that looks like. I'll go fetch it, shall I? He adds petulantly, before turning on his heel and walking away. Before he reaches the door, Rofi calls out to him. Sorry, if you see any sleeping pills, those might be helpful too. An exasperated sigh. Well, I'm not a doctor, so you'll need to be more specific. Rofi's face scrunches slightly, and a bit of confidence leaches out of his voice. Benzos! Any medication that ends in Pam. You should know what they look like, right? The bird freezes, as if Rofi's word were a splash of ice-cold water. What's that supposed to mean? Rofi's recoils at Artemis' sudden anger. Mean? I don't know what... What the hell are you trying to imply? I didn't mean to imply anything, I just... He clears his throat, regaining his composure. Please just grab those things for me. We'll be here. Whatever.
He's such a dick.
The bird turns and swoops out of the room, leaving just us two. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I mean,
yeah, this room, it's like, I know I've only seen like this part of it, but I already don't like him. He's such a dick.
I mean,
and it
Artemis
doesn't really
has,
seem
like-
like he needs to for any reason.
Artemis has definitely some really huge traumas, but I don't know.
It just seems too much like meanness. It doesn't really seem like it makes sense.
Birdie's got a real beak on him, don't he? And Diana. The dog ignores her and turns to me, eyes full of confusion and regret. Sorry, we're staying focused. No need to apologize to me, Rolfie. Okay, Leo, can you go to the fridge and grab anything with sugar in it? If the problem is low blood sugar, we can easily correct it with something sugary. I nod and take my leave, letting the dog attend to Diana once more. I find her fridge quickly and locate a few cans of soda and a couple juice boxes, pushing aside a forest of empty bottles and old, rotting food. This day has gone so completely off the rails. I'm starting to feel like a passenger on a runway train speeding into the station. What can I do to turn things around? Can I do anything at this point? Crap. Diana! The sudden curse, rare for Rofi, scares me, and I hurry back with the drinks. When I get back, I see Artemis and Rofi huddled next to the couch. Diana's arm shaking looks worse, and the movement now spreading up to her shoulder. Artemis's face is tactically expressionless, but I can see the worry plain in his eyes. Okay, Diana, I need you to stay awake. Listen to my voice. The Iwi glares at him, clearly uncomfortable, but alert. We're going to check your sugar now, and then we'll know what's going on, okay? He turns to Artemis.
Wait, I just want to interject here. If I was to guess, she's starting to go into like a diabetic shock. I forgot that a diabetic ketoacidosis, I think. But basically, it's diabetic coma. She's going into the early stages of that. That's my guess.
Alright. Oh, wait. Okay, I need a finger stick needle, the test strip, and the glucometer. Artemis! The bird jumps, startled to be addressed directly. What? Artemis, I need you here with me, okay? I'm here. I wish I was anywhere else, but I'm here. A finger stick, needle, the test strip, and a glucometer, please. The bird mutters something under his breath and hands Rofi what he asked for. Diana, I'm going to prick you now. She jerks her head on. She jerks her good. She jerks her good arm back before Rofi can fully grasp it. Diana, I need you to work with me. Like hell I will. You better have a good malpractice insurance Artemis stands up, towering over Diana's small figure. You wanna start taking some responsibility for your own health? You have a medical provider trying to figure out what the problem is keeping you and us here in the cold. Diana finds some fight in her, despite her condition, and yells back at the bird. What? Do you want a medal? What the frick is your problem, Skinny? Rofi steps up, hackles raised, voice piercing the argument. That's enough! He shoves the bottle of benzos into Artemis' outstretched claw. If you want to help, then start by crushing 2 of these. I don't know if she's going to be able to swallow the full pills. Crush with what? And where? Rofi's tail flicks, annoyed. I don't know! Just figure it out! I need to get the sugar level! You think you're some kind of heroes? So far the only thing you've done is nag at me and mess up my house! Diana ignores Rofi completely and continues shouting, her arms still twitching violently. Your house is a freaking pigsty. The only way we could ruin it any further is with a wrecking ball. Rofi here is doing his absolute best to treat you, and you don't give a crap. You won't even give him your freaking finger. I got a finger for you right here! Artemis's feather puffs up from head to tail. Listen here, you sore old B-word. Either you let him prick you, or you tell us to get the frick out so you can wither away by yourself. You watch your freaking mouth, Tweety. I sure as hell didn't consent to. Then you can sit here and freaking die then. How does that sound? Okay, both of you need to shut up. Rofi steps between the two of them, his voice far more booming and authoritative than I've ever heard. Artemis, go outside and help the others. Leo, stay here with me. Artemis stares past Rofi at a spot on the wall, clearly fighting back a retort. He knows he's not helping. I can see in his eyes. With a final curse, he throws everything in his arms onto the floor and stomps out of the house. The dog exhales and turns back to the Iwi, voice much gentler. I'm sorry about that, Diana. Artemis had a very difficult day and stress is getting to him. Clearly. He won't be staying at the Robinsons, so you won't have to worry about running into him again. As Rofi talks, he holds out the fingerstick, inching closer and closer to her. Considering the circumstances, I think you've been quite level-headed. And if you just work with me here for a brief moment, we can get this shaking under control and transport you somewhere nice and warm. He stresses the word warm. The old woman grumbles out a biting reply, but she holds out her arm. Rofi pokes her non-seizing hand with the needle, drawing a drop of blood that he collects with a test strip. I suddenly remember his request for crushed pills, but as I reach for the bottle, he reads aloud. Bingo. 20! She's hypoglycemic? Is it hypoglycemic?
Yes.
She's hypoglycemic. I scramble and reach for a can of soda, handing it to Rofi. The dog opens it, but before handing it to her, reads the label.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free? Won't work. He reaches out for a juice box amidst the pile of Artemis findings, and opens it, holding it up to Diana's mouth for her. She takes a few sips before the sound of the front door slamming open and shut startles all of us. Theo clamps in from the outside, his stormy brow already furrowed. Snow clings to him like briars, and he looks freshly annoyed after dealing with Tom. I just ran into Artemis on his way out, and he looked awful. What? There you are, Theodore. You've got some nerve leaving me alone with your little elves here. I'll explain later. Theo, I need you to help me pack a medical bag for her. Rofi carries on, still focused on getting the rest of the juice into Diana's system. Even to the untrained eye, her arm already looks a little less shaky than before. I look between him, Diana, Theo, and the doorway. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. After only a few seconds of silent confusion, Theo snaps into action. He and Rofi starts coordinating her transfer in earnest, leaving me frazzled and uncertain on the periphery. I should just follow Artemis. What good am I in a situation like this anyway? I mumble something about checking on the others and hurry from the room, largely unannounced. I escape the smoke-stained entryway and emerge into the crisp winter morning. I take several long, deep breaths, savoring the smoke-free air. The snow is still falling, threatening to cover everything I see. I round the corner of the house and spot them immediately. Hi, Hunter! Artemis shovels with his back to the others, attacking the snow with a singular violence, carving a raw, jagged line across the street. Ollie turns to me as I reappear, face full of questioning concern. But I have no explanation to give.
Hey, Leo? I'm just gonna be further down the street. Just want to get started on this section too before Rofi and Theo finish up in there.
Alright, sound good. My voice sounds strange, as if someone else were speaking through my mouth. The dino shuffles past us, now out of earshot. I trudge over to the spare plastic shovel and wrench it out of the drift. I'm really not sure what else to do, so I guess I'll shovel now. Try to make myself at least somewhat useful to somebody. Hunter, Artemis, and I continue to work quietly, The raccoon stands between us, carving out his own path with his shovel. He looks up at me, then at the bird. I can see him thinking of ways to break the ice. Honestly, at this point, I'd rather he just let us sit in silence. So, okay, never mind. She sounds kinda tough. Diana? Yeah, I mean, he gestures to the steaming Artemis, then at me, and then at the rundown house. Artemis halts from his work momentarily, clearly seeing and hearing Hunter, but quickly returns to shoveling. I mean, yeah, she's just not in a good physical condition. Hunter nods, continuing to try to make small talk. It doesn't help that she lives in a tiny old house like this either. Behind the raccoon, I see Artemis freeze, mid-shovel, his wings flaring. Poor lady, all the coal just seeping in through the cracks. As if you'd know anything about that. What? I said as if you'd know anything about living in a beat-up, poorly insulated building. He continues working as he talks, his voice dripping with venom. I just think it's funny, really. The way you try to pretend that you're normal, like the rest of us. Normal? What do you mean? I've seen your house, your gated lawn, your security cameras. Don't think I haven't noticed your spending habits either. Buying delivered groceries, one at a time, in a blizzard? I see the easy, casual way you throw your money around. You hardly even try to hide it. Well, hey, I didn't think... How's that brand new winter coat treating you? Nice and snug, fur-lined interior. And don't get me started on your ridiculous fancy cologne. He turns to face us, shoveling forgotten. Why exactly are you staying with us anyway? It's not like you couldn't afford to just up and go before the storm hit. Well, flying wasn't an option because of the snow, and I'm back for the winter holiday anyway. This sudden, violent outburst seems to be taking Hunter completely by surprise. I wish I could say the same. Right, of course you checked the flights, looking to jump ship? I try to make myself as small and as invisible as possible. I'm surprised you didn't just charter a private jet. Okay, I get that we're in different financial situations, but that doesn't justify attacking me for it. Attacking you? Is that what you think I'm doing? I'm simply pointing out the truth. Fact. And as far as I can tell, different financial situations doesn't even begin to describe it. I don't know why you even pretend to feel bad for us little people when you've got your laundry list of vacation houses and your trust fund manager on speed dial. Hell, Daddy probably gives you allowance every month for... That is enough. Whoa, I haven't seen her. This is a new... Some kind of switch flips, and Hunter's entire demeanor changes in an instant. The raccoon jabs his shovel upright in the snow. His soft golden eyes turn to steel. I am just standing here trying to shovel and make small talk, and I did literally nothing to provoke you. Well, who the frick asked you to make that small talk? Some of us are actually trying to do work out here. Some of us, yeah, but clearly not you. Hunter points out Artemis's disorganized shoveling path. You are genuinely just pushing the same piles of snow around in a circle. You've made literally no progress. What are you accomplishing besides picking up fights with me and everyone else? At this point, Ollie scurries back over, hearing the commotion over the snowstorm. He plants himself in the middle of the altercation, eyes wide beneath his foggy glasses.
Hey guys, Theo and the others will be coming out soon. Let's just get this walkway shoveled so we can get Diana across, okay? And then all of this will be over. We can all go back to bed.
With a particularly sour grimace, Artemis turns away and resumes his battle with the snow. Hunter looks around at each of us in turn, his expression somewhere between frustration and bewilderment. I can't find it in me to respond. I am so overwhelmed, I don't think I could even form a full sentence. The argument broken up, we all return to the task at hand. Hunter keeps up a respectable distance. He seems totally uninterested in round 2 with the Blue Jay. On a different morning, the simple physical labor might have been soothing, meditative,
Meditative.
meditative,
Meditative.
even enjoyable. But this isn't a different morning. We work in stony silence, save for Artemis' sporadic swearing, made unintelligible by the wind. My eyes keep drifting to him. His hunched, combative posture, the way his wings flap as he hoists the shovel, pouring his anger and frustration into the shaky, uneven path ahead. I wonder about the source of his fury. I wonder who, in this unfortunate comedy of errors, makes him the most upset. Why do I feel like it's me? As I wonder, I lift up a heaping shovelful and pause, just before tossing it off to the side. There's something half buried in the pile, something small, black, and rectangular, very much out of place. I reach into the clump of snow and pull it out, dumping the remaining powder and dropping my shovel. Remaining powder. As I brush it, if as I brush it free of snow, it flops open. It's a wallet, a humble leather bifold wallet, with just the barest hint of driver's license visible in the left pocket. Exhausted and without really thinking, I pull it free. Oh. Dr. Ironson. Oh, he gets a date of birth, but Hunter doesn't? And Lyle Reed? Date of birth, 10/29/1998. Okay. Interesting. This is definitely...
30.
Huh?
He's almost 30.
It's definitely Artemis's wallet. I recognize the photo immediately. But not the name printed next to it. Dr. Ironson? Huh. I wonder.
It's not Doctor.
Perhaps safe. Or D. Ironson, whatever. I look up. The Blue Jay is patting down his various pockets, scanning the snow around him for any trace of... Where's my freaking wallet? Anyone see... His burning gaze lands on me. Suddenly, I get the distinct feeling that I've made yet another terrible mistake. As I watch, Artemis' face morphs from irritated to embarrassed to panicked. Hey! And finally to violently, overwhelmingly outraged. I didn't think he could get any angrier than what I'd already seen. I was wrong. He throws his shovel to the side and storms up to me, beak splitting it in a vicious snarl. Freaking give me that! With a flash of talons, he rips the wallet from my shaky paws. The loose driver's license tumbles downward like a glass of the edge of a table and plants itself Artemis side up in the snow. For a breathless moment, we stare down at it. The indifferent photograph stares back. Don't look at that! You know what? I'm sorry. Artemis reminds me of freaking Adrius from Liar right now, and I don't know why.
Also, I just wanted to get this in because now we're paused for a second. He wants to complain about different financial situations. He only shops clearly from fucking Hot Topic. Go somewhere else. It's not so expensive.
Bruh. Artemis dives and snatches it back up. And don't freaking touch my crap. Holy crap, Artemis. He advances on me, sticking his... Hi, Dusky! What the hecky? He advances on me, sticking his snapping beak right in my face.
Wait, Dusky, how long have you been there?
You freaking hear me? I don't... I didn't... I can't form any words. I feel the tears coming hard and fast. That's mine, and my crap is none of your business. I open and close my mouth uselessly, like gasping fish out of water. My overheated brain barely registered the quick clomp of snow boots, and I feel a strong paw grab me by the shoulder. Hunter pulls me aside and steps between us, his broad shoulders nearly blocking Artemis from view. Thank you, Artemis. I mean, frick you, Artemis. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you. Like 2 minutes. Dusky, this is already proving my point that I love Hunter and Artemis is my least favorite character.
Yeah, I have to
agree. I get that he's like, what's it called? all trauma. Like he's like been traumatized, and his like I don't fully understand it. I don't think Leo does either. But from this,
Okay.
it does not give him the justification to be mean to literally anyone, to everyone, and none of them are provoking them. Like
He's just a
he,
dick. He's just he's definitely on the like if you look at him, he definitely dressed emo. That's all I'm gonna say. He's
what?
just a dick.
There's no, there,
Like
there's no correlation. Whatever. 100. Okay. Will you just stop? What's the problem this time? Frick you! This is none of your freaking business either. He's a moody teen. He's 30. He's almost 30.
yeah.
And this is why I like Hunter more. How is Hunter... Actually, no. No! He can't... How is Hunter more mature than freaking Artemis, who... No, no, no. We shouldn't be comparing. We should not be comparing. That's bad. I'm sorry, everyone. But if he's gonna make... If he's gonna get angry at us, I'm of course gonna get angry at him. But it's no use comparing each other, like everyone's traumas. That's just... No. No. Anyway... A moment later, Ollie arrives in desperate panic. He pulls up beside me and reaches out a glove claw.
Artemis, it's okay. You don't have to do this. I know we're stressed and upset right now, but can we all just calm down?
Artemis swats Ollie's claw away with a ringing smack. Holy crap, what is... Artemis... Don't you freaking tell me to calm down. Don't freaking any of you to ever tell me to calm down. All at once, in rapid succession, Hunter lunges forward to pull Ollie back. Artemis recoils, and Ollie stumbles into Hunter's arms. And I stand and watch and do nothing, like the useless kitten I am. I watch as a horrified realization looms in Artemis's frantic eyes. He slumps backwards, all the fight draining out of him. I watch as Hunter backs up even further while holding Ollie, turning repeatedly between the two of them, his face shifting into an inscrutable mask. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Ollie. I didn't... God damn it! He yells into the air, backing away even further. I should go. I need to go. I'm no freaking help here. No freaking help at all. This is it. This is what always happens. This is all I can do. All I ever do is hurt people. He turns back towards Theo's house and slinks away. Come on, Leo. You have to say something. Do something. It's now or never. I slip around Ollie and Hunter and start running after him, my boots practically moving of their own accord. Artemis, please, wait, Leave me alone! His tear-stained cry freezes me solid. Please, just leave me alone. Fine. If that's what you want. I let him go. After a few more steps, he breaks into a half-run, vanishing into the white expanse. I turn around and hurry back to the others. Ollie, are you okay? The dinosaur nods his head up and down a number of times, claws buried deeply in his pockets. That was way out of line. Leo? Hunter pushes a little more, addressing me directly. What's going on with him? This is like a total 180 since yesterday. Did something happen? Yes. The single word burns in my chest. Hey, a little help over here? Theo emerges from around the side of number 27, carrying a misshapen bundle of fabric and limbs. Oh god, old lady, I can't believe I almost forgot! Ollie and I race to Theo's side. Theo takes every step with diligence and heavy certainty, eyes and limbs locked in tight focus. As he passes me, I sneak a glance at Diana. The old sheep looks smaller than ever before, wrapped in her flimsy clothes, her one good eye buried in Theo's chest. Her milky right eye stares upward into the yellowing dawn. Seeing what, I could not say. After a collection of tense flower forevers, Theo mounts the steps of number 30, and Rofi pulls the door open. One by one, Theo, Ollie, and Rofi step inside. I hesitate, lingering at the entrance. Rofi and I make eye contact, and I mouth a need me at him. Please say no, please say no, please say no. He mouths back no, then gives me a thumbs up. Thank God. I take that as my cue to leave, shutting the door behind me and letting out an exhausted sigh. Why do I feel so drained? It's not like I did much of anything. Through my tired haze, I scan the street and realize that I'm alone out here. Hunter must have already headed back. I retrace our faint boot prints back down the street, and the bitter winds seems to slow as I walk, nature showing a rare moment of sympathy. As I come up to Theo's house, I see Hunter sitting down on the snowy curb. I look up and waves at he looks up and waves at me, most of his earlier anger gone. I push my face into a normal expression. Hey, are you doing alright? He nods. Yeah, I'm okay. Wanna sit? Yes? He pats the pile of snow next to him. Okay, for a bit. So, are you doing alright? Seems like it's been a tense day. I let out a dry laugh. Okay, that's an understatement. Okay, what about Artemis? I mean, clearly something is wrong. Any idea what? I I don't really know what to say. I'm still processing everything that happened. Still sorting through my turbid emotions. In the end, I settle for the truth, or close enough. I'm not sure. I have a lot of guesses, but I just don't know. That's okay. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want. He breaks into his comforting, good-natured smile again. Ugh. I just wanna... I love Hunter so much. Thanks, Hunter. We sit in comfortable silence, enjoying each other's presence. Hey, question. Yeah? Do I really come off the way Artemis said I do? You know, like a rich boy. A Nepo baby. Oh, no, I don't think so. I consider for a moment. Well, okay, your coat does look really expensive. And you do wear a lot of cologne. And it was a little hysterical that you ordered groceries in a snowstorm. I trail off. The raccoon nods. He isn't wrong. Nothing he said is wrong. Knowing that, what do you think? You can be honest with me. Do you agree with him? Do you think he was in the right? No, he's not in the right. Okay, wait, hold on. I have to say this. No, he was not in the right at all to
I feel
go out
like,
like that.
yeah, he does. His delivery was awful, but he didn't necessarily have a bad point. Kind of saying like Hunter might be a little out of touch with the average person just because of his money, but also Artemis is just a fucking dick. So
No, he's not. He's not in the right. Not really. I mean, obviously it's complicated, but it wasn't a time or place for something like that. Nothing good or productive was going to come from it. And yeah, you were right. He was picking fights with everybody. Me, you, Theo, Rofi. So what did Artemis do? Oh, rough. Artemis did a lot.
yeah, he's just
This,
a
I'm
freaking
sorry,
dick.
rough. This chapter, this day, has just made my love for Hunter even more and just completely crashed down Artemis for me. Wait, Spill? You're just have to rewatch the VOD. I don't know what you.
Yeah.
There's a
The long and
lot.
short of it
No,
is
rough.
he's just being a dick to everybody for basically no reason.
Yeah, a lot happened. A lot happened, rough. Like, genuinely, so much. No, rough. You're gonna have to, like, genuinely a lot. He's picking fights with everybody. Um, he freaking swatted Ollie's hand, almost like actually hurting him. Like, oh my god.
Almost got into a physical altercation with
Yeah.
uh, before all like when Ollie didn't show up.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, I'm sorry. This, like, okay. I don't know. Obviously, it's complicated, right? He's very, very complicated. He's a very complicated character. But like his story is written good, but I just do not like the way he's behaving right now. Like Artemis before was a nice character. Like I didn't mind him, but right now, as of right now, all his traumas are like flaring up so intensely that it's making him act so different.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
on one hand,
yes, freaking way rough. And like with like oh my god, everyone literally had to call out for us and tell Artemis to just stop because whatever he was doing, he was not helping.
yeah, he was actively making things worse.
I
He
might
was
have to
picking
spin
fights
the
with old
block,
lady.
bro. Generally, no way, bro. Put hands on Ollie.
He did.
He
He
did.
actually swatted his hands away.
Like, ugh, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
Like, on one hand, I kind of get it because some days it's just really bad when you think like when your traumas want to pop up. But at the same time, it gives you zero justification to be mean to people that haven't done anything to you,
Mm-hmm. And
or people that are just
Like Hunter
actively
is
trying to
trying to,
help.
yeah, like Hunter was trying to help. He picked fight with Hunter. Ollie was trying to help. He swatted Ollie's hand away, and then now we're just talking to Hunter about literally everything that's happened. And yeah, no, Hunter is my number one. Hunter number one. Artemis is my lowest as of right now. Ollie's precious, gorgeous, beautiful, gentle, responded, kind of heart, kind hand. Yes, me, you, Theo, Ropi, even Ollie. The raccoon nods again, more stiffly this time. I don't know. Like I said, it's complicated. He shouldn't have yelled at you like that, but I point at the dilapidated, dil- dilapidated old building just across the
Dilapidated. We had a
dilapidated
very
old
original.
building just across the street. But I was just in Artemis's apartment earlier this morning, and thinking about those drafty, dirty windows and the cracks in the walls, I see why your comment about Diana's house set him off. They are in somewhat similar positions. Honestly, this storm threatens everything they have. Those crumbling old buildings, that's it. They have nothing else to fall back on. No plan B. Dale may very well have saved both of their lives. So, when so much is on the line for him, watching you spend your money so nonchalantly, I mean, yeah, it upsets him, knowing that you were never really in any danger. This is just a minor setback for you. You two live in different worlds. I see. He doesn't elaborate further, and I glean nothing from his impassive face. What
And that's not
thoughts
really
lurk
his
behind
fault
that
though.
mask?
It's like it's just jealousy, I think. It's just jealousy. But yes, at the same time, Hunter can come off as very nonchalant and just kind of like out of touch.
I'm sorry,
It's just like
Hunter.
it's not his fault.
Oh, Leo, don't apologize. You did nothing. Maybe that was the problem. Silence again. I'm gonna head inside. I think I've had enough for today. I don't blame you. I'll see you around. I bet you will. Not too many places we can go. I love Hunter so much. I love him so much. I stand, brush myself off, and leave Hunter to his thoughts. Like, genuinely, Hunter is just a really, 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 really good person.
He tries. I
I
don't
house
really.
is
I
quiet.
think is there even really any like morally bad routes you can go in this like game? I don't really think any of the characters are like terrible people.
Yeah, but I don't know. For me, I just love Hunter. Hunter is definitely my favorite. His personality is like top tier. His loyalty,
Said
like everyone in this thing is very loyal, right? But I don't know, something about Hunter is just like, dude is secretly evil,
he was
Roki.
secretly.
I spot Artemis' boots lying in a hastily piled by the door. A small trail of melted snow leads across the room towards the basement. He's probably holed up down there, alone. Honestly, being alone doesn't sound so bad right now. In fact, it sounds absolutely wonderful.
I
My
believe him.
paws start moving stiffly, carrying me back to the den. I'm least likely to be disturbed there. The room is just as Ollie and I left it yesterday. I plop down into the same chair with a deep sigh. My limbs feel like jelly. I stare at a spot on the wall, the whole day stretching out in front of me. I sit down. I sit. I doom scroll. I listen to music. I doom scroll while listening to music. I keep returning to our text chat. Hey there, Sleeping Beauty. Sent yesterday. Yesterday? Not even 24 hours ago. How the frick did we end up here? I stare at his message, as if yet another read through will reveal some secret answer. How quickly I find myself alone, yet again. I suppose I had sought it out. In fact, I had yearned it. I had yearned openly for it. So cherish the thought of sweet solitude, only to find it as cold and empty as it always was. I sit, burning time, waiting, waiting. Eventually, my eyelids just become too heavy. I curl up into the cushions and let go. Wow. Ages pass by unnoticed here in this timeless space. My phone interrupts my nap. Rude. I sit very still and purposefully ignore it, as if hiding from a predator. Fine. I crack one eye open to look at the screen. It's Ollie.
Hey, are you busy right now? Can you come meet me in my room?
Judging from his word choice, he doesn't just want to hang out. I'm not really hyped to do this, but he definitely wants to talk about Artemis. I'm on my way up. Reluctantly, I pull myself out of the armchair and tuck my phone away. Thankfully, I don't run into any of the other guys on my way up.
Dude, I'm knocking scared the fuck out of me. Come in.
Ali looks up from his laptop as I enter, slipping off a pair of headphones.
Hi, Leo.
There you go, Ralph. There's Ollie for you.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
Uh, sure.
So I'll get right to the point then.
My hunch was correct.
I'm sure you've noticed that Artie is really upset.
No kidding. My voice comes out just a little bit petulant. Petulant?
Petulant.
Petulant. I can't help it.
I guess well, I wanted to reassure you that I don't think it's because of anything you did.
Kind of feel like it is. Ollie shakes his head, clapping his claws together nervously.
No, I promise it's not you.
Yeah, okay, sure. That's what Artemis said too, over and over. But his voice, his body language, literally everything else said otherwise. The dino opens his mouth, closes again, and pauses for a few moments, staring intently at his feet.
Artie has bad days. Good days too, of course, but today was very obviously a very bad day.
Hmm, he fought with literally everyone, even you. Clear as crystal, I hear the sound of him slapping Ollie's claw away. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, 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 not at all.
Ollie cast his eyes down once more. He shrugged.
It's okay. We've had enough long talks at this point that I know it isn't personal. I know it isn't about or because of me.
He looks back at me. He looks back up at me, sincerely, deathly serious.
And that's why I think it's not about or because of you either.
My eye starts to sting. Yeah?
Yeah.
Rough. Ollie. I want so badly to believe you.
Do you want to tell me what happened?
Not really. Okay. Ollie gestures to the chair in front of his desktop.
You can have a seat if you like. I promise it's comfy. Or you can have the bed if you prefer.
Yes, I've seen that, Ruff. Wordlessly, I slump into the chair, sinking into the soft cushion. It is pretty comfy. Ollie waits patiently. I guess it started early this morning. When I woke up, it's like he was frozen. Like rigor mortis. And when I went over to try and see if he was okay, he cold claws clenched my heart as I recalled the look on his face. He was scared of me. Terrified. I don't think I've ever had someone look at me like that before. Whoa. Like I was a monster. And I mean, I don't know, this is crazy, but that fear was so real, so truthful. It's hard not to think, at least a little bit, that maybe, maybe I am. Ali shakes his head vigorously, so vigorously his glasses almost fly off.
Leo, Artie gets sleep paralysis.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
It's these random terrifying attacks where your brain goes completely off the rails. You can't move, you can't speak, but you're wide awake and panicking. You never know when it's going to strike, and there's basically nothing you can do once it does. That's how it's been described to me, anyway.
Ali's voice changes. What the hecky? Oh, yeah. Ali's voice changes, deepens like a door creaking open into a pitch black room.
Sometimes you see things. I guess your brain is like halfway between sleep and walking, and the
Waking.
lines between realities. Oh shit. Sleeping and waking, and the realities of then whatever. Sometimes you see nothing but the room around you, the shadows and the darkness, but you always feel the fear. I really don't think I can adequately describe it. I really don't. Wait, sorry. Artemis can't really put it into words either. From what I gather, it's a fear like nothing else in the world. A deep animalistic horror beyond all reason.
And you're completely paralyzed. Just watching whatever you see inch closer. Like prey facing down a predator's jaws.
So that's what it was, Leo. Leah, sorry. I've seen it happen once before, and it was exactly like you described. It's not you. You're not the problem. And you're certainly not a monster.
Ooh, you see, did you hear this? I guess. I mumble hesitantly. I don't sound convinced.
You don't sound convinced, Leo.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just... What? I guess you're just... What? Ollie waits patiently. You know this feeling. You two are old friends. I feel... What? You feel what? Name it, Leo. Spit it out. I feel guilty.
Guilty?
My whole face burns bright red. A physical, visceral shame flooding through me, lighting up my skin and beating through my every pore. I want to disappear. I want to sink into the blankets on the bed, to fall through the floor and the earth beneath, and fall and fall and fall until I vanish. I want to turn invisible, so that no one can ever see me ever again. Yeah, guilty.
Or what?
The words wither and die on the tip of my tongue.
Did you do anything to Artemis? You could tell me if...
No! I reply fiercely, loudly and without hesitation, voice thick and eyes burning. Ollie shrinks slightly, but his expression doesn't change. Oh god, I'm upsetting him. I'm doing the same thing Artemis and Theo did. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I'm just...
Nope.
The dino shakes his head, eyes sparkling. Aww.
Remember that? That little game Artemis and I play? Whenever I say sorry unnecessarily, Artie just says...
No. My rasping voice cracks again, muddied by a bizarre jumble of laughter and tears. I must look like a total freaking man. I scrub my misty eyes with my sleeve, as if that will do anything.
So? You didn't really do anything to hurt Artemis, we've established that.
No, I didn't.
I don't think so. Not even for a second. Let me ask him. Why do you feel guilty for something you did not do?
The words hang heavy in the still air.
To be clear, it's okay that you're feeling guilty. I mean that. Whatever you're feeling is okay. No matter what it is. Just make sure you're acknowledging it. After all, denying your feelings won't make them go away. True. Acknowledge that feeling of guilt and ask yourself, why?
I avoid his eyes. I don't think I really know why.
That's okay too. It's okay to feel something without knowing why. But it's not okay to let that feeling go unexamined. To let it blindly lead you without asking where or for what purpose. And I think that's what you're doing here. You're just following the feeling down that path. Wait. I just skipped a whole line. Whoops. You are accepting blame for crimes you did not commit.
I guess when you phrase it like that, it sounds crazy. Ollie shakes his feathered head firmly.
No, not crazy, just irrational. And we all have irrational thoughts sometimes. I have tons of them. Metric tons. Like, constantly.
Me too. Oops. Bruh.
Hashtag twinning.
Bruh. Is this why you like
Wait,
Ollie? Ollie's comment catches me so off guard that I burst out laughing. He goes bright red.
Like that, just now. That was actually a crazy thing to say.
The dino scratches his crest with a goofy, embarrassed smile. No, that was completely normal and hilarious. I readjust in my chair, wiping my eyes again, as the last few fits of giggles force their way out. Ollie joins me in my mirth, nesting further into his pile of pillows and blankets. That's the appeal. It feels so good to laugh, to shake free some of the strangled tightness that had built up in my chest. I had been so wound up, so frightened to share my feelings, so sure that no one would understand. And in just a few words, Ollie had brushed all that aside, transformed it into laughter. Grief shared is divided, joy shared is multiplied. I had to notice this a few times before, but Ollie becomes a completely different person when he talks about Artemis. It's as if his jumpy, anxious energy is channeled entirely into focus and a razor-sharp insight. The two of them has been having close friends for a while, I suppose. Ollie's probably had a lot of time to think about conversations like this.
So, do you want to talk about what happened after that, or?
Yes is my immediate response. Yes, I want that very much. I feel like I could talk to Ollie forever. Yeah, I really do. Just give me a moment. He waits, just as patiently as before. I gather my thoughts, my breath, and my composure, and try again. I'm honestly just so confused. I thought everything was going pretty well. I guess I should have known better, but last night we even had a moment out on the porch. I felt like I was getting through to him. Ollie nods.
I think you were. Full disclosure, Artie was told me about it.
He waves his phone, claws tapping a neat rhythm on the case.
We chatted for a while after you went to bed.
My heart jumps into my throat.
Remember when I said you were easy to talk to our first night here? Well, Artemis feels the same way. You're an excellent listener.
My face burns red again for a different reason. So I was just really surprised and upset when it all suddenly got so weird. Suddenly he wouldn't look at me, would barely talk to me. Any inroads I made seemed so temporary and shallow. And all of this crap with Diana did not help.
No, it definitely didn't.
I feel like if this had happened on any other day, the two of us would have been able to just talk it out.
Probably.
But there was just no time. And having to talk to Tom and Diana just made him even more upset.
Understandably. They are incredibly difficult people, very backwards and inflexible. And those kinds of people really frustrate Artemis.
And after that, it was all downhill from there. Poor Hunter, he really ripped into him. Ollie nods, picking absent-mindedly at the end of his tail. And then there was the whole mess with the wallet. Ollie nods again, now tightly focused on me. I just found it, that's all. I just picked it up. I didn't know it was going to upset him so much. And I wasn't really sure why. I stare at him, hoping he'll jump in with an answer. He nods a third time, clearly prompting me to continue. I hesitate, anxiety getting the better of me. I shift in my seat, fiddling with the zipper on my jacket. I don't want to assume something that isn't true, but I don't want to look at an idiot or an a-hole. Maybe it's too late for that. The only thing I noticed was the name was different on his license. But I didn't say anything, and it's not like that bothered me or anything stupid like that, but I'm just kinda confused, and I don't want to assume anything or...
Okay, so...
Ollie interrupts me. Thank God.
I'm very thankful we had this talk. I'm happy I got to hear your side of the story, and glad I could clear some things up for you.
And?
But I think it's time you go talk to him yourself.
Frustration and familiar trepidation surge right back. Okay. I don't know if now is the best time though. He did say he wanted to be alone.
I think now is exactly the right time. I think your talk will be the most productive right now, while emotions are still high. Artie will be less likely to claim up. Which is what usually happens. Isolation or deflection or blatant refusal. But I think if you do this now, you might get the truth instead.
Ollie studies my face so intently that I have to look away. And then, of course, he asks exactly the question I'm thinking.
Is that something you want? If the answer is no, then stay up here with me. I'll put on a movie or something and we can just chill tonight. But if the answer is yes,
He knits his claws together neatly.
Artemis is most likely at the basement bar.
Right. But before I go, I've got 2 questions for you, if that's okay.
Of course.
This might sound rude, but it's a genuine question. Why don't you go down and talk with him? Or come with me? A hint of sadness creeps into the dino's scaly smile.
I have many times before in situations a lot like this. Tonight, however, I think it should be you. I think deep down, Artemis would rather it be you.
Aww. My heart stirs and jumps.
Okay, that's one. What's your second question?
Moment of truth. I noticed this whole conversation we've been having having about Artemis. You didn't use any pronouns, like at all.
I think it's time. I'll keep it on my phone in case you need anything.
Okay, fair enough, I suppose. I stand, both knees popping as I straighten. Thanks, Ollie.
You are very welcome. But you are very welcome.
With one last preparatory sigh, I head out.
Oh my
Now,
God.
on the way back down, I find myself hoping to run into one of those other guys. I'm not sure why. To delay, I guess. Fittingly, I see no one. I stop for a moment in front of the basement door, trying to steady my breathing. My chest feels tight, as if prematurely responding to the anger I'm sure I'll face. I creak open the basement door. The lights are off, the dim light from the living room reaching only so far underground. It's just as dark as it was this morning. I descend, taking the steps one at a time. I see a shadowy figure slumped over at the bar, perched on one of the stools. Artemis? He doesn't even shift in his seat. Artemis, it's me. He doesn't respond at all. Can he even hear me? I pad softly into the room and fumble around for the light switch. Without any warning, the bird stirs to life. He grunts irritably and shields his eyes. Hey, come on. His voice slurs and slushes like sludge. Just leave me alone tonight, Ollie. And turn that freaking light off. He turns around, pulling out a set of earbuds and freezes in place. Behind him, I spot a mess of dirty glasses and upturned bottles of liquor, most of which were unopened the last time I saw them. Oh, frick. This isn't a good look, is it? His beak splits into a wide grin, and he sways so far off the stool that I worry he'll fall. Laughter bubbles up and out of his mouth, and he finally does fall, catching himself on a nearby stool at the last second. Whoa, hey. I start towards him, then forcibly stop myself. I remember how that went before. I just came by to make sure. Well, frick it, why not? He speaks right over me. I guess. Honestly, this makes total sense, actually. Total freaking sense. Rolling thunder fills his eyes. I spent all day showing off what a massive douche I am. Might as well be a filthy alcoholic, too. Get it all out on the table, yeah? Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, yeah? Yeah? He throws out both arms, like a corny stand-up comedian waiting for a laugh. I open my mouth to respond, but find myself at a total loss for words. This is not at all what I was expecting. After the tense, eruptive day we had, I was expecting a fight, I expected him to yell at me, maybe throw something, tell me to get the frick out of his room. This violent, joviality, joviality,
Joviality. Joviality.
joviality is catching me
Okay.
completely by surprise. Goodness. Cat got your tongue. He descends into another fit of giggles and swipes around on the bar behind him, patting its surface, looking for something. His wayward arm strikes something that had been just out of view. I watched a small orange pill bottle hit the counter and slide off, bounce merrily across the floor, and roll to a halt at my feet. I bend down to pick it up.
Oh, is it
Are
the sleepy one?
these... Relax, officer. Those are prescription. A freaking doctor gave them to me. Besides, it's been empty since yesterday morning, and that... He swings around to face me once more, a full shot of glass sloshing in his fist. It's part of the problem. My eyes drop to the bottle's label. Lamotrigine. Lamotrigine. Trigine?
Yeah.
Trigine? Lamotrigine? That's right, folks. This bird is savagely unmedicated. He crows, raising the tiny glass, extending his arm as far as it will go, as if offering it up. A splash of the fiery liquid splashes over the side and onto the floor. Or whatever. He downs the shot and immediately doubles over in a fit of coughing. God freaking Christ, I hate vodka. Why are you drinking it then? Really, Leo? That's the first question you ask? Why not? Who cares? I mean, I'm really grasping at straws here, but I feel like I want to keep him talking until we can circle the conversation back around. If you wanted a drink, you could at least have something you like. Well, maybe. He snaps back, silently vitriolic. Maybe it's because I hate it. Maybe I picked it up so I wouldn't drink so much of it. He snorts and swipes a jerky arm across his mouth. Freaking, you can see freaking how well you freaking work. Yeah, anyway, whatever. Last refill was supposed to come in today, but obviously the whole world stopped turning, so... He pauses and snorts loudly again and slams the shot glass back onto the bar. Nope, that's a freaking lie. I'm lying to you again. Surprise, surprise, I know. He picks up speed, talking faster and waving his talon. Last refill came in a week ago. I was supposed to pick it up then. I even said it to myself. Hey, Artemis, you dumb freaking chicken. Go pick up your stupid drugs before the massive blizzard hits. But whoopsies. Oops, all procrastination. I didn't freaking do it. And I had the unbelievable sack to think. Oh, it's alright. It's just fine, actually. I've been doing pretty well lately. Feeling pretty stable. I can go cold turkey on the medicine holding my freaking brain together. What's the worst that could happen? Well, I can make a complete freaking total idiot of myself in front of... He stops abruptly. Words lodge firmly in his throat. Oh my god. I sound crazy. I sound freaking crazy, don't I? What? No. Not crazy, no. Just drunk. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say, Leo. He slumps backward against the bar and deflates, dropping his face into his claws. Since you're here, his voice comes out muffled and monotone. And since I already completely freaking blew it, let me ask you something. I want to take a seat next to him, but I settle for a stool at one of the nearby tables. Anything. One bright eye peeks out from between his claws, focused entirely on me. What the frick did you see in me? What did I... Why me? He runs me right over, giving me no room to respond. Why go after me, of all people? Like, I don't understand. When you told me that you were looking to shoot your shot, I thought for sure. Oh, it's Rofi. It must be Rofi. Remember? Remember that? I mean, wasn't that the obvious choice? Childhood buddies, friendly personality, PA salary. Or even if, okay, even if maybe you're not into dogs, yeah? And maybe you two are just friends. Then for sure it's gotta be Hunter, yeah? I said confidence, fancy cologne, offshore bank accounts or whatever. Or what about Theo? Guy's not my type, but I could see it. Strong, caring, got a bit of that salt and pepper style going on. And Ollie, obviously, is perfect. He's literally perfect. I just don't understand. His talons clench, muffling his venomous voice even further. How the frick, with competition like that, did anyone in their right mind pick something like me? I mean, just look at me. I hold up a paw. God, Artemis, are you gonna let me say anything? Don't you want me to actually answer your question? He clams up. I take a deep breath and marshal my thoughts. Hi, Curve. You're good. There's so much I want to say, so many questions I want to ask. He's put so many walls. I can't just crash right through. I have to take it slow, slow and measured. Peel back one layer at a time. I have been looking at you over the past few days. And believe it or not, I like what I see. He snorts again, but doesn't interrupt me. He scrabbles for the bottle and takes a swig. I'm serious. Obviously going through it right now, but I've been watching you since we met. You mentioned Rofi's friendly personality, as if you don't have one yourself. You made me feel welcome right away. You were so cool, but cool in an inviting way. I'm doing a bad job describing it, but you weren't cool like I'm way better than you. You were cool like let's be cool together. I tend to be drawn to cool guys, but most of them are so self-centered, so aloof. And, I mean, I could tell that wasn't you immediately. Otherwise, you and Ollie wouldn't be so close. He's a great judge of character, and it's obvious that he cares about you a lot. Artemis nods and takes another swig, grimacing. And I wonder what he would say if he heard you call him perfect. The bird lets out a sound somewhere between a sigh and a guffaw. He would never believe me. There you go. Let's keep going down the list, why don't we? Theo's an extremely caring guy, of course. But who cooked us dinner our first night? A full 3-course meal for 6? Who made breakfast in the morning after? Who made delicious dumplings that same night? Who yelled at everybody over the power outage? Who started trouble? Who apologized for it? You mentioned Hunter's confident. But what about the confidence required to say, I'm sorry? That's what I said to you when it happened, and I still mean it now. It takes courage to admit that you were wrong. And now that I know about the complicating factors, I tap the top of the empty pill bottle with a claw. I think it was even braver of you. He frowns and shakes his head. It doesn't really seem like I'm getting through to you. He takes another shaky swig, once again shivering from head to toe. What's the sticking point? What part of my speech don't you believe? He fixes me with cold, red-rimmed eyes. Apologizing doesn't do crap. Flinty and sharp. It doesn't erase what happened. The right thing would be not to do it in the first place. So what? The right thing to do is to be perfect? You know that's impossible. I offer him a grin. Even for Ollie. He doesn't smile or laugh. He tips the bottle back and swallows a massive gulp, face set in a strict rictus, like a martyr bearing their punishment. And all today, I was so horrible to you, and you were just trying to help. I shrug. You're talking to me now. I'm grateful for that. Too little, too late. Says who? Why is it too late? I'm still here, aren't I? The corners of his mouth quiver and shake. He's openly swaying now, like an old tree in a gale. And you're still here with me right now, in this basement, and we're having an open, honest discussion, right? Another half laughing, half choking sound. He won't look at me. My already flimsy confidence starts to crack. A cold drop of sweat rolls down my neck. We are having an honest discussion, right? At least he meets my gaze. More than anything, he looks tired. He looks like the most tired person on the planet. I don't even know anymore. I don't know what the truth is. And even if I did, I wouldn't say true for it. I wouldn't say true for long. You think so? Yeah, isn't that obvious? I mean, frig, look around you. Look at the world. Madness and murder and are normal and expected. Money is power, and power is everything. And anything you can't put a price tag on is fundamentally meaningless. Everything changes every day. Every morning you get out of bed and look outside, and nothing is the same as you remembered it. While you were asleep, the earth kept turning and left you completely behind. That's just how things are. That's just how I am too. Fickle, inconsistent, unreliable, even to myself. Especially to myself. And I can't be true to myself. How can I ever be true to anybody else? I just don't trust anything. He throws up his talons in the last words and runs them, exasperated, down his face. How can I, when I have no idea how I'll feel when I wake up tomorrow? No idea how I'll think, what I'll believe. And you shouldn't trust me. Why not? I ask calmly, genuinely. Because I'm a liar, he shouts insistently, jamming a thumb into his chest. I've been lying to you, to everyone this whole time. What do you mean? When? Look, how about, here's a real easy one. How about when I promised you, yesterday morning, when I looked you in the eye and said, I'll be chill from now on. I promise. That was a freaking lie, obviously. Instead, I hopped on the freak-out bus and drove it right into Breakdown Canyon. Oh yeah, here's another one. Remember that text I sent you? I apologize again to Theo for being so harsh, and also for all the old man jokes. Gonna be extra nice to him for the next few days, just in case. Nope, freaking bit his head off the first chance I got, didn't I? Or how about, you'll see me tomorrow. I'm not going anywhere. And I, all I did was run from you. So, there, you see, I'm a liar, and a coward, and a freaking flake. Always so quick to promise, and so slow to prove. His voice falters mid-thought. Something about this moment feels important. It feels wrong for me to interrupt. So I wait. Artemis is silent for a long time. I watch him cycle through phases. I watch him shake like a leaf. He is clearly very drunk now. You can't trust me because I am a lie. When you look at me, you see nothing but lies. A whole messy web of them. Some constructed, some natural. Silence, save for the patter of snow and wind on glass. I think it's time to rip the band-aid off. Earlier today, when I picked up your wallet, that obviously upset you. Can I ask why? I could guess, of course, but if possible, I'd like to hear it from you. I give another little push. The name on the license. Please, don't say it. I would never. I know we just met very recently, but our whatever we have, whatever you want to call it, that we've developed over the past few days, it makes me very happy. Happier than I've been in years. You don't know what I'm usually like. Since coming here and meeting you all, meeting you, it feels like I've come back to life. As the words pour out of me, I realize how true they are. Whatever we have, I want to keep it going. So it's very, very important to me that I know. I clear my throat, pushing through the fear. That I know the real you. Whoever that is. We've been circling around the question for so long. I finally resolved to just ask it. I mean, sorry if I'm wrong, but you wouldn't be the first non-binary person I've met. Once again, a harsh, strangled laugh forces its way out of his curved beak. A truly painful sound. It's not like it bothers me or anything. He tips the bottle back and downs the rest of it. Well, maybe... Artemis coughs and splutters, the final swig far too much for him, and the remainder spills and splashes down his front and onto the floor. He doubles over in a wet packing fit, one hand over his mouth, the other still clutching the bottle. In between coughs, he brings it back up to his beak. Okay, I think that's probably enough. I jump to my paws and grab the bottle, and to my surprise, he lets me take it. His coughing, choking laughter continues, unabated. Artemis, this is so freaking stupid. I mean, for frick's sake, look at me. He says for the second time tonight. I'm a dumb, freaking dramatic. Hey, come on, don't. I am idiotic, hysterical. He pulls his soaked t-shirt away from his body, rancid disgust plain on his face. Sopping, freaking wet, and pathetic. With a quick flutter of his wings and a number of virulent curses, whatever. Artemis yanks his shirt up and over his feathered head. He reels back and chucks it bodily across the room. And then he stands, hunched in the soft basement light, and just looks at me. And I just look at him. And then all at once he opens his mouth and... I don't freaking know. I don't know, okay? You don't know? I don't freaking know what I am. I promise I'm not just being weird or difficult or I just don't know what the real me is. I feel like nothing. I feel like nobody. I feel like a shadow. I look around and I see people all around me and they all seem to be solid. They all seem to be real, reliable, flesh and blood. Something you can have and hold and that won't slip away. And this body, this is a lie. It's a freaking lie. A lie that I built for everyone else but me. I keep it skinny because I know that's what people want to see. I wear my hair like this so people will think it's cool. So they'll smile at me, talk to me, take me home. So that they won't look at me like the freak I am. You know, sometimes I'll catch my reflection in the mirror and think, who is that? And then I'll realize, oh my god, that's me. That's me. He pulls at his downy chest with hooked, gripping talons. These flimsy feathers, these hollow bones, these clipped, useless wings. This is all I have. It's what I was born with. I can't run from it. Even if I could, I wouldn't know where to go. Like a shadow tied to a post. It's the closest I can get to the truth, and it's freaking light years away. Do you get it? Do you get what I'm saying? No. I mean, literally, how could you? I'm not making any freaking sense at all. No, you are. My voice comes out mottled and rusty, as if I hadn't spoken in years. I hear you. That's what's most important, right? I am listening to you, to what you say, and I'll see you however you want me to see you. Whatever name you want, whatever pronouns you want, whatever. It doesn't matter. Those things don't matter at all. Like, freaking anything would be fixed if people called me they, or she, or nothing, or whatever. They're just words, and words are freaking worthless. No matter what they see, no matter what they call me, it will never really be me. It's all wrong. It's all freaking wrong. Nothing's been right for so long. The bird wobbles dangerously, loses his balance, and falls back against the bar. He grips the wooden surface with desperate strength, like a castaway clutching a life-saving rope. With great effort, he steadies himself, though his shivering continues undiminished. His unfocused eyes land on me, though they seem to stare right past. Tears begin to choke his already thick, sluggish words. This, us, was a horrible mistake. My heart sinks deep into my gut, as if I'd just been punched. It was a bad idea from the start. I was just too stupid to realize it. Artemis, please, don't say that. I can't stay still and silent anymore. The same feeling from this morning pulses through me with every labored heartbeat, now fiercer than ever. With my entire being, I want to hold him. I want to take him in my arms and sweep all of this terrible sadness away. I rise from my chair and close the distance between us, arms outstretched. Please, just come here. It'll all be okay. Don't touch me. He recoils from my open arms as violently as if they were sparking electrical wires. He scrambles to the other side of the bar, knocking over one of the stools with a thundering clatter. Don't come near me. Just stay away. Artemis, don't cry. Look, I'm sorry that I roped you into this. I know I always come on too strong. If you don't feel the same way about me, then don't cry. Then please just tell me, and I'll leave you alone. No. Artemis shakes his head so violently that he almost falls over again. He stutters, beak clacking, struggling to form words. It's not you. It was never you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're sweet and caring and handsome and when people talk, you actually listen, which nobody freaking does. It's just that I've done this so many times already, and I know how it all ends. Every time I fall to pieces, I look to someone to pick me up. I look for someone to pick me up again. Someone to hold me together. Someone who will tell me who I am. What I should be. It's selfishness. That's all it is. I use them to feel better about myself, and then, like clockwork, I pull away, I flake, I let them down. I should know better by now, but I I can't stop. I always think that maybe this time it'll be different. But it's never different. It's always the same crap over and over and freaking over again. And freaking obviously it is. Because I never change. I'm always the way I am. I'm always me. I'm the same crazy, spiteful, indecisive frick up I've always been. And I always will be. Don't you get it? This thing between us is a mistake because I'm a mistake. I'm a bad habit. I wake up every morning and choose to be awful. He throws an arm back at the wall and bottles. He throws an arm back at the wall, bottles behind him. I'm vodka. I'm rum. He scrubbles his pants pocket and yanks out an empty cigarette carton, throttling the cardboard with brutal, visceral hatred. I'm nicotine. I'm a carcinogen. I'm freaking poison. I'm poison, and I ruin everything I touch. And I would rather freaking die than ruin you two. You're exactly the kind of guy I could fall in love with. Which is exactly why we will never work out. You deserve better than me. Artemis, please. I pour my whole heart into my voice. Please don't talk about yourself like that. It's not true. I can tell it's not true just by looking at you. From our last few days together, With a raspy, mocking cackle, he pulls another bottle off the shelf, pops the cap, and starts to chug. Please stop! You've had enough! I race around the bar and snatch the bottle from his trembling claws. He gags. His eyes go blank. His face turns completely white. Oh my goodness. He shoves me bodily aside and bolts into the bathroom, slamming and locking the door behind him. I stand dumbly at the door, still clutching the half-full bottle of dark rum. Even from beyond the door, I can hear Artemis retching and coughing. I delicately place the rum bottle back on the shelf where it belongs. The splashed liquid just left a dark brown stain on my paw. I stare at it for a while. The horrible sounds from inside the bathroom continue. Mechanically, robotically, I start to clear away the glasses and bottles left on the bar. Just to do something. I grab a cloth and wipe down the spills and glass rings speckling the dark wooden surface. I hear him start to sob in earnest. I feel like the most useless person in the world. After a long, long time, the tears dwindle to nothing. I don't know what else to do, so I walk over to the bathroom and sit, pressing my back against it. My head impacts the solid wood with a soft thump. Just a little non-verbal message. I'm here. I hear quiet footsteps followed by a second thump on the other side of the door. We sit, me bathed in the soft light of the jukebox, Artemis adrift in the darkness beyond the barrier. I find I have something to say, so I say it. You know, I love the name Artemis. I think it suits you down to the ground. She was the goddess of the moon, right? A sharp-eyed huntress. That just seems so fitting for you. You know, I've always loved looking at the moon. When I was a kid, I had a bit of an astronomy phase. Made my parents buy me a telescope and everything. I was not hugely successful. I was young and had trouble committing to any hobby. I never grew out of that, honestly. Plus, with all the light from the city, it was hard to see anything clearly. But the moon was always there. When I got tired and frustrated trying to find and memorize dim constellations, I could always count on it. I always thought it was so beautiful. Not because it was perfect, but because it wasn't. Its topography, it's rough. Its surface is pockmarked with splotchy, uneven craters, and even though it might look like it, it's not a perfect sphere. That's what I loved about it. Even partially obscured, it was beautiful. When it disappeared, I knew the rest of its luminous face was just hiding beneath. behind the earth. Just because I couldn't see doesn't mean it wasn't there. And of course, none of us see the dark side of the moon. The laws of gravity mean it only ever shows one of its faces and not the other. But that doesn't mean it's not there. You said that you feel like nothing, like nobody, like a shadow. That people look at you but never really see you. Maybe they're just seeing one side of you, the side illuminated by the sun. But the other side of you is still there. It exists. And if it exists, then it can be found, it can be seen, it can be known. It took a long time, but we, as species, were eventually able to take photos of the dark side of the moon to learn what it looks like. It wasn't impossible, it just took time and effort. And everything worth doing takes time and effort. You know, this is actually something I've been thinking about for quite a while. When we meet someone new, introduce ourselves, shake hands, we're not really understanding them. Or even after years of knowing someone, when we think we've got them figured out, they can still radically surprise us. Sure, we see how they look and we hear what they say, and based on those perceptions, our brains make educated guesses about who they are. We build an image of them in our minds. But that image could be utterly incorrect. Maybe we missed a vital clue or jumped to the wrong assumption. Or maybe, for whatever reason, they showed us something other than the truth. Sometimes I think that we, as people, will never truly understand one another. We're trapped in our own heads, after all. I will never be able to hear your thoughts or feel your feelings firsthand. I guess, in a sense, when we talk to each other, it's always like this. I gently tap on the door with a claw twice. We're always communicating through a closed door. Right now, I can picture you. I can imagine you sitting on the other side of the door. But I can't see you. I can't truly know what's on the other side. Damn. But maybe, eventually, if we keep talking and listening to each other, keep sharing our thoughts, stories, laughter, tears, dreams, maybe then the door will open. And at long last, we will truly meet. And until then, I'll keep searching. Searching for the dark side of the moon. Holy.
Yeah. It definitely got a little bit better towards the end. I will say that, but still, not really my personal favorite. I just got kind of reminded of someone. Um, so, yay.
Holy, my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you did, Curb.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I feel like the end was very better. Like it was well written. It was very bittersweet, but I don't. I'm still not like kind of with Artemis on this. I don't know. Definitely has some stuff going on, but I don't know. I think Leo should have just like kind of took the L on this one. Just realized that maybe Artemis is just too deeply traumatized to go for. I feel like they should have just took the red flags there.
7 out of
Just
10
kinda
ending
like-
was very good. Yeah, I don't even know what to do in that situation. Like, sure, Leo can, like, sure, Leo can stick around for for Artemis, but I'm worried that if he does stick around, it'll ruin him too. Like what Artemis says, because there's nothing Leo can do to really truly make Artemis understand that he is not a monster, because that's all him, and like genuinely that is all what he can do. Like,
wait, no. The whole monster thing was just because of the sleep paralysis. It wasn't, and plus it was just like Ollie revealed it was just.
No, what I meant like,
just being overly serious.
Like obviously Artemis is so just, it's self-hatred of himself, self-hatred of literally everything about himself, and in my opinion, you can be there for the person, you can show up, support the person, do whatever it takes, listen, yada yada yada, but ultimately it's their decision. If they want to keep hating themselves, or if they want to improve and continue to be better, it's up to them. And there's really a point where, sure, the people helping them really want to help them out, but it gets so to the point where it ruins them too, and ruins their relationship, and that is not healthy. Like, genuinely, this is really, really hard for everyone involved. This is Artemis.
Like, the others won't understand because no one's gonna tell them, and freaking, like, what do you do as Leo there? It's like, obviously you want to be there for him, but at the same time, like you said, it's probably not gonna turn out well. Someone that deeply traumatized and someone that deeply like in the shit with themselves is not. They're gonna drag you down with them. It's inevitable. As much as you help them, no matter what you do, you're not a therapist. Like, you can't, like, you can be there for them, but you can't change them.
Yeah, this one is like, holy.
This is very morally gray.
Yeah, everything you can do in this situation is just like,
it's kind of, yeah, everything you do so technically has a bad outcome. Everything you do has a bad outcome. It's either you stick with him, but then you ultimately get dragged down probably from the stress and trying to change him, or you change him, but he's not happy with it. He just feels like he's changing just for you, which is not a good feeling. And then if you kind of just leave him, just like leave him to suffer, then you're kind of an ass.
Everything, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do in this situation. I'm so glad I'm not Leo, and I would have picked the hunter route.
I would have picked anyone else. I would have seen the red flags.
Huh?
I would have seen the red flags a mile away.
Definitely, like, yeah, I feel like, remember when this was the wholesome cozy game? Yeah, I remember that. I remember when freaking all you had to do is like, oh no, there's a wind. Oh no, there's a freaking tree. There's a tree that crashed into my building, my room. Oh no, I have to sleep at Hunter's room. Oh no, what a tragedy. And then you cuddle. And then over here, now we're like genuinely stressed.
I really wonder, once this whole Vienna is like over and done with, I wonder if Artemis will be more like the morally gray route / like the bad route. Because I just feel like this is kind of shaping up to be one of those routes where there's really not going to be a good ending. Or it's going to be so cliche, like, okay, he fully changed for the better. It's like, oh, well, that just ruined his own character.
I don't know. We'll just have to see it. Oh my god, guys. I genuinely do not know how to react. I did not think that this route would go so deep.
Yeah, this definitely, towards the end, reminded me of someone, and it kind of hurts a little bit. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Guys,
again,
I might need to rewatch the Hunter route. I don't know. Because that was a lot.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Artemis is definitely a very complicated character, and he's written really He's written good, but wow, wow.
Definitely still not. I still think he's on like the lowest of the tier list of the ones I've read with you. Just
Who's your favorite?
It's my favorite. Probably Ollie.
So it goes from Ollie, Hunter, Artemis.
Hunter. Yeah, only in Hunter just because he actually genuinely traumatized me.
I love Hunter so much.
Genuinely traumatized me.
I love Hunter so much, dude. Definitely my favorite character. But yeah, oh my goodness, guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah.
Chat, this has been so crazy. Like, genuinely, what the heck happened? I thought this was supposed to be a cozy game.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
so existential.
I wish I could. Anyone have good things to raid?
No.
Yeah. Anyone have a recommendation of a raid, perhaps? But holy man, oh my goodness, guys, that Artemis route was holy much, holy fudgesticles, wowee. Wow. Anyways, I don't think anyone has a good thing to raid. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm gonna raid their mommy. Thank you all for joining me. It has been incredible. Not incredible. It has been very interesting. It has been very interesting. This whole thing. Oh my god, I didn't realize it would take like 3 hours to finish. I'm never doing that again. Just kidding. Alright guys, stay safe, stay respectful, have fun, and of course stay fluffy. Thank you all for joining me. I will be raiding their mommy. They play Dead by Daylight and they're a friend of Mr. Max. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll raid them. But thank you all for joining me. It has been such a pleasure. Getting to traumatize you all and such stuff. Stay safe, stay respectful, have fun, and of course, stay fluffy. Bye!
Bye, everyone.